What's up? I'm HUGZ. That's Sam. Welcome to HUGZ and Sam. Today we're going to be going over Attack on Titan episode 30 and doing our discussion as we tend to do after these. So 30 was a huge episode. We jumped off 29 learning that Ymir was a Titan.
Which was crazy.
Beyond
So crazy.
Beyond expectation, beyond anything. One of probably the most out of nowhere moments.
Yeah,
of
and it
the
was
whole
like
series.
one of the most epic moments too. The way she did it, and so we left that episode wondering what was this promise, and that was on this mountain. So basically, episode 30 was just basically their story and what had happened on that mountain, which was pretty crazy. Crazy.
So when we're looking at it, essentially, Krista seems to want to kill herself. Or at least that's the way Ymir paints it, is like Krista's trying to find a way to like die with dignity while not looking like she kills herself.
Exactly. Because
she's like outed from her family that Ymir somehow heard about and assumes that's her, I guess.
yes.
Putting two and two.
Yeah, and so if she was to change her name and basically live a humble life, then Krista would, they would let her live, basically.
But what kind of life is that if you have to, like, renounce who you are and act like you're not who you are?
Yeah. So basically she just feels like she has something to prove. And Ymir really, like, feels like she can, like, she understands that because she's very similar. Like, her story and stuff with her family. So I'm not sure exactly how they're similar or how, like, what happened with Ymir and her family to make her so similar.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very curious to figure out, like...
So what's your theory on that?
I don't know. Because, like, we know that Ymir, old Titan, ate Bert and Reiner's friend. And so I'm thinking maybe, like, she didn't want to, like... live that life anymore. Like, I mean, I know, like, Titans are gonna eat people or whatever, but, like, what was her goal? Why was she out there? Why was she, like...
But that's not necessarily true, because Beast Titan has yet to eat anyone that we've seen.
But, like, they say it's like...
Eren Titan has yet to eat anybody.
But it's like their instinct to eat people.
But what I'm saying is that's not Eren's instinct.
Not anymore, because he's learned how to control it.
Even in the beginning, he hasn't really eaten anybody.
But he was going after Mikasa at one point. So
in an attacking
was
manner.
not able to control it, but now he's able to control it more. Well, maybe Ymir couldn't control her Titan, and now she's able to control it better.
Word.
So it's just basically like she learned.
I don't know necessarily that I don't know. We still haven't figured out if all Titans are people of some nature, because that was one of our theories, that all Titans have some sort of human being inside of them.
Yeah.
After watching the Notebook, that Titan that found Ilse definitely seemed like he was cognizant of what was going on, and was like very in the moment and could understand the consequences of the actions he was taking.
Right.
So, but he didn't eat her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even at the end of it, he bit her head off and put her in a tree.
Which was super crazy. I don't know. We didn't do a discussion on that video, but that was crazy, like super
we
messed
kind of
me
had
up.
like
So
in the end of the video we kind of did our discussion built into it, because some of the stuff we already knew from the show and whatever.
Yes.
But when looking at this, that's why I say not all Titans. I don't think all Titans naturally have to eat people. Because just from seeing Eren, he punched at Mikasa, but we've never seen him like try to eat somebody. You get what I'm saying? Like, even Anti-Titan, like, actively
he was like going to
was
eat her
attacking
kind of
people.
thing, and then he saw her crying.
I don't know that he was gonna eat her.
I think he was, because even Armin was like, or Levi or somebody said, "Don't eat her."
I don't think he was gonna eat her. Same thing as like Anti-Titan. And like you may say like they could understand her over, but like mostly she was just attacking people. You know what I mean? And like Beast Titan, he didn't need anybody. and it seemed like he could he sicked the other Titans on people. You know what I mean?
It's almost like he's been able to
transcend that.
Yeah, like he's been able to like maybe like you don't know, like maybe like whenever he first figured out he could be a Titan, maybe he like was going around eating people, but
that's the thing, we don't know any of it.
He just like learned over time how to control your Titan. Like
I also think he showed joy in like sicking the Titans onto Mike. You know, like with that savage line of like, oh, you can talk now. So when I think of Ymir, like maybe she was just a bad bitch before and was like cool with just killing people because it was a thing to do, because she could, and it's like a power thing. You know what I mean?
See, I just feel like maybe she was that way, and then she learned that she learned how to, you know, calm herself or not like go after people or whatever. Like, not want to eat people. So, and then she didn't want to have anything to do with her people anymore, because that's like, maybe that's like Beast Titan. Maybe she's connected with Beast Titan and he is a savage.
I feel
and
like
she's
they are
like,
connected.
I don't want to have anything to do with you because you're an asshole.
Well, here's
and so
my
she's
thing,
like
though.
ran off.
So why are Reiner and Bertolt alive?
What do you mean?
Why are Reiner and Bertolt alive? Because when she eats the friend, they're just standing there shocked. We haven't seen anything more in that story,
away?
but you'd think she would have gone after them. Or did she just eat the friend and then like...
I was wondering how they got away.
You know what I mean?
Also, a lot of people, we didn't notice this in the reaction, but whenever she ate them, she didn't have sharp teeth. But whenever we saw her at the castle run, she had pointy teeth. So I don't know.
Also,
I don't know why that could be.
The big thing about the little bit of story we hear about Ymir and how she overhears about Krista or Historia is, she said, back when she had to steal to survive.
Yes.
Which makes it sound like she is definitely alone.
Yeah.
On the inside.
Right.
Okay? So the way that I look at it is, before I was like, okay, Annie's people, which I was also assuming is Ymir's people, but now maybe not. And I'm thinking they've infiltrated. There's certain people that have infiltrated the inside, the inner workings of the kingdom, trying to, achieve some goal. Okay? But she's alone. She's stealing to survive. She's hidden her Titan form until absolute last second, about to die, and everybody about to die with her. So it's like, it definitely feels like she was not part of a syndicate or something that was inside the walls. It feels like she was definitely a lone person. And the way that she talked about, Krista being essentially outed from her family, and her kind of having a same background, but not really touching on how or in what way. I could definitely see that. But what I wonder is, what does it take to get exiled from the people? Because she didn't seem to make it sound like she left. It was like, because it wasn't Krista's choice to leave. It wasn't like, Krista was pretty much die or do this. Yeah. You know what I mean? It wasn't really a choice.
Right.
So I'm wondering if Ymir had the same type of thing, because she made it seem like it's not a passive thing. Like, oh, I just... I chose this life. The thug life didn't choose. I didn't choose the thug life.
She said, like, this is the best way to get your revenge is to live and don't change your name and just be who you are and be proud of who you are, basically.
Yeah, but if she does that, are they going to kill her? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because if she goes by her name, like, that was part of the agreement was her to change her name.
Well, we don't even know if there was like an agreement, or if she just did that thinking that she would fly under the radar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's still a lot in that story on both sides for us to know. I feel like there's still a lot of things up in the air. Who is Krista's mom, the mistress, and who is she the mistress to? You potentially said maybe Nick. The leader of the wall cult, but they said a powerful noble, and I don't know if the wall cult is considered nobles.
Nobles, or if it's like...
Because when somebody says noble, I think of like that fat lord.
Yes.
That was playing with Pixis.
Mm-hmm.
way back. I don't even remember how many episodes ago.
Yeah.
The real annoying one. And I think of somebody like that. So I'm not exactly sure where she ties in as far as that goes.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of unresolved information about the Reiner situation. We have unresolved information about Chris's lineage. We have unresolved information about Ymir. Also, where the heck is Annie?
Yeah, Annie's still in
like,
her diamond
Annie's
walnut.
been up in her walnut. Like, when is walnut season?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? When do walnuts?
I mean, it's Christmas. Let's get on our nutcrackers.
Yeah, let's roast. Because I'm like, where's she been? Because it's like I keep thinking like, do they have her locked up somewhere, or how do they have her set up? Because everybody's off doing all this stuff.
They have her like in that thing, like attached to the wall, like anchored down to the wall.
Yeah, but like as soon as if she wakes up and turns into a Titan, like isn't that just done?
Well, I think that's why they have it attached to the wall. That way, if she like breaks out of it, then she's like still in the thing. But you'd think like it would be like.
But I'm like, everybody left. Everybody's out handling whatever. You know what I mean? Like they're all at Utgard now. Levi was covering Nick, and it seems like there's nobody really around. I mean, I guess Erwin's still there.
Yeah.
So Erwin and some of the squad are there. But I'm like, I just feel like everybody left her.
Yeah.
And we haven't even heard of her in a while. And it makes me think of Krista. We didn't hear from her for a while, and then something happened. Sasha, we didn't hear from her a while, something happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see what eventually happens. She's got to wake up at some point. Sleeping Beauty has to wake up at some point.
Exactly. But then it's also like, the walls stay hard, so like why can't will she just stay in that walnut forever? Like,
see, when she went into it, I assumed it's like a regenerative yeah state. Like she's regenerating inside. Okay, it's like a protective shell while she's like healing.
Yeah,
that's what I've assumed. But they have her covered up. So, I mean, without sunlight and stuff, can she regenerate? I don't know how the body works when in normal form, not in Titan form.
Yeah.
So that would be a big question. But anyway, I just feel like it's been a while. We're like 5 episodes into the season now and haven't had any new information on that.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Annie. We need to know more about Beast Titan. Because other than the fact that he is pretty savage and threw a rock and killed people and threw a horse at a house. It was pretty intense.
Poor horse.
So there's so many things that are up in there right now. There's been a lot of craziness that has kind of blown our minds. The fact Titans can talk. The fact that there's so many people that are Titans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just there's a lot going on.
Yeah. There is a lot going on. I'm really curious to see...
Oh, Connie's mom. That's another thing.
I'm curious
we
to
haven't
see...
gotten resolution on that.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how Reiner and Bertolt are going to take this.
Ymir Titan.
Because whenever she said, if you want to live, grab me or whatever, and they grabbed on and she saved them. So it's like, will they just... Like, it's going to be hard for them to be like, she saved us, so we forgive her or whatever. Yeah. Or are they going to be like, people deserve second chances kind of thing, and then let her...
I touched on that in the reaction where I was like, I keep coming back to like, I'm so excited about Ymir Titan, but then I'm like, wait, she ate their friend, and then I was like, but she saved everybody.
I really feel like it's like maybe like way back before she knew how to control her Titan.
See, I don't know if there's like a such a thing as like, I don't know. I think we're only basing what we know about controlling your Titan off of Eren. Well, and Eren appears to be artificially a Titan. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, because of his dad and Basement. We're still waiting on Basement. That's another one.
Well, we don't know if everybody's injected with something. The people outside the wall where the Titans come from, or wherever the Titans come from, they may have all been injected.
Well, I know, but I'm saying the only real person we've seen like have to deal with this type of stuff is somebody we know has been.
Well, that's all we have to base it off of is.
But we have no reason to necessarily believe that everybody else has been artificially created.
Right.
You know what I mean? At least in my eyes, we don't have any reason to believe they've been artificially created to be Titans, because I feel like he was artificially created to be a Titan to counteract the existing Titans.
Yeah.
I may be wrong. Everybody may be. It may be like a super soldier serum, like Captain America. Just stick it in somebody and there you go. That could be how all of them are made. Mm-hmm. Have no idea.
Yeah.
But as it goes right now...
Like Aaron's dad created... He's the doctor and he created this injection. No, I don't know.
But also Titans have existed so long before everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm just saying the only thing we have to base any of our assumptions on how the Titans essentially learn their abilities is from a Titan that seems to be artificially created.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that's... I just feel like he, that is a good idea. Like he didn't know how to control his Titan, and now he does because he practiced. And so I feel like that's how every Titan could be. I feel like...
Could be.
That's what I believe.
I think it's definitely not an illogical thought.
Right.
It's just not what I believe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, they could all be manufactured.
Yeah.
And then that makes your point very valid, if they're not born with it at childhood and learn over time, then that would make a lot of sense too. But the thing that's messing with me so much is how even up to this point now, Aaron doesn't seem to have the same intelligence and action in his Titan than some of the other ones. You know what I mean? We don't see the same level of mastery, I guess would be the best way to say it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's also Annie, you have to think, Annie knew, Annie knew before Aaron that she was a Titan. So she's had longer
to practice. But for how long?
Doesn't matter. Anything.
Well, it does. If it's a day, if it's 2 days, if it's a year. We know it's
a day because he didn't find out until after he was in the Scout Regiment for a while, and she.
What if she didn't find out until she'd actually been? What I'm saying is we're making a lot of assumptions.
She come from outside inside.
Why did Aaron come from outside inside? Her town was attacked. Her town was attacked, which was her story. What I'm saying is we're making assumptions when we don't know. Annie could have found out she was a Titan a week before him. We have no idea.
Yeah, but there was a reason why she came from outside the wall.
Why? We don't know that. We have no idea. She could have just been there because her town got attacked just like everybody else. And then found out she was a Titan, just like Aaron did.
She wouldn't have been able to be alone, find out she was a Titan, and deal with that.
That's an assumption.
All of this is assumptions.
That's what
theories.
I'm saying.
That's what theories are.
But you were acting like it was something that was known. She came into the town for a reason. That's an assumption. We have no idea. That's not something that's known.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's my theory.
Okay. But you were acting like that was something that's
I feel like that is a pretty known thing.
That's something that we're thinking about. All I'm saying is you're making a very drastic assumption to say that she's known long before Aaron that she was a Titan. When we realistically have no idea how long she's known.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? Especially if you have the theory that they're manufactured, then it's at what age was she manufactured? Because they're roughly the same age.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're wrong. I definitely believe she's had more time to master her skill. But I'm saying we really have no clue because we haven't gotten really any of her background. We had that moment with her dad and him explaining when she was young or whatever. But also we had that same moment with Aaron. And Aaron didn't discover it until, whenever. So I would feel there possibly could be the same type of thing with Annie. All I'm saying is I'm not just going to assume that she's known forever.
Oh, I don't think she's known forever.
You know what I mean? Or
I think she's known for a while.
I would be more willing to say that she seems like she has a much higher mastery of her abilities. But it's not just that. I don't think it's just control. They just show a higher level of their own intelligence.
Yeah. In
Titan form, and he seems more of a rage monster. You know what I mean? But I guess that's a control thing as well, just not over his abilities, but his. Yeah.
That's just his personality outside of Titan form, and being more calm as Annie is outside of her Titan form. She's more
but that seems very in line with who she is, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How they are outside of Titan form is how they are in Titan form.
Word. Well, I mean, he's
Like,
not like
personality
that
wise,
crazy out inside of or like regular form.
Yeah, but whenever he goes into Titan form,
It's
it's
like
for a reason.
exaggerated.
It is for a he's
purpose.
fighting, you know, and so of course he's going to be more raged because he's fighting.
See, that's another thing too. If he can only go Titan form because it's like for a purpose and whatever, that makes me think even more so that he's different than all the other Titans.
He has to have like a goal in mind.
Mm-hmm. Because the other Titans are just running around doing their thing. Like, Beast Titan's just chilling, throwing rocks at people up on them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it's like that makes me think even further. But anyway, going back to Ymir and her people, when the Titan from Ilse's notebook saw Ilse and said, Ymir's people, that messed me up. Because I'm like...
It was like bowing down to her.
And then he like ripped his face.
Yeah.
But there's just so many things going on right now.
But she did look a lot like Ymir.
Who did?
Ilse.
Yeah, I'd say that. Some very similar enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about that until you were saying that, but she just the fact that he said Ymir's people made me think, is he part of Ymir's people?
I think she looked like Sasha too.
Yeah. Is she part of Ymir's people? Like, was he saying, like, you're one of Ymir's people, like the inside wall people? Or was he saying, you're Ymir, I'm one of Ymir's people? Like, because he could be saying that either way. Do you get what he's saying? Or do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just think that, like...
Like, if I met you and I was a random Titan, I was like, Sam's people. That could mean you're one of, like, Sam's friends, or it could be me telling you, like, you know Sam, I'm one of Sam's people.
Yeah. Because they can't, like, make full sentences and
like,
stuff.
Well, Beast Titan can, but
yeah,
some of them can, some of them can't, yeah.
Live, grab me. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a weird thing, too. They all seem to have variable control over what they do.
Yeah. And we know Ymir has been a Titan for a while, and that's why she's so freaking fast. She is so fast.
She's also oddly shapen. She's
ugly as hell.
She's one of the first like known human Titans that's not like a regular, you know what I mean? Like, she's very oddly constructed.
Yeah.
Versus like Annie and Aaron.
Yeah.
Although Aaron looks much like an elf. Looks much different.
Yeah, he's got like pointy ears.
And his jaw's like all crazy. I don't know. We've dragged this. This is over 20 minutes. We had a lot to talk about, though. There was a lot going on in the episodes.
I'm really glad that we got to see the Ymir Krista thing.
Yes.
I'm glad that we got to see Marco again.
Yes. For a hot moment.
Yeah, that was cool. And I'm glad that we got to have like more background to what was actually happening at the castle, you know, whenever it slowed down and she was like having like that little, you know, she was talking to herself kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So
I also like how Ymir snuck away from Krista to like turn into Titan form to like run
she like threw her into the snow. I was like, oh, it's so cute. And then like it took me a minute to register that she was turning into a Titan because it was like a little flash of lightning. I was like,
well, and then when she came back, there was like the crater.
Yeah. Yep. Oh my gosh. And when Krista was like, I haven't told you my name yet, and she just starts running at the Titans, I was like,
that was super emotional.
Oh my gosh, like she like freaking loves the crap out of her, and yeah, it was amazing.
See, now real fast before we end this, you think they're like a ship.
Yeah.
You think they're a relationship. And I think Blood even said that they that he was, or that they were rather.
That it was canon?
Yeah, that it was canon. But I don't see it. I just see it as like a sisterly love. Like, I don't see anything that would be like a sexual love. You know what I mean? Like,
it might not be sexual, but like I think Ymir's got feelings for her.
I feel like they have feelings like a sister. Like they're in love, but not in love. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's what I see. So I don't know if it is canon. I don't see it, at least not yet. Maybe that was a spoiler and there's more later.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it that way yet. I see it like they just are very close.
Yeah.
They have a similar background, as Ymir touches on, and I feel like they have shared experience, and they just kind of they feel for each other.
Yeah.
They're very close and they love each other, but in like a sisterly way.
Right. Well, Dashi said that their canon just like Bumblebee is canon. So like like they seem like they would go good, like, but it could be just like that friendship kind of thing.
But then that's not canon, right? That's
right.
Oh, okay.
Is that what did I say?
You said they're canon, like Bumblebee's canon.
Like, yeah, like as canon, like not as non-canon.
Okay. That's why I was like, I got really confused. I was like, hold on.
No.
I can see that though, like that it's like people attach them in the same way, but it's not necessarily canon.
Right.
I don't know. We'll find out more as we go through. We don't have that many more episodes of the show left. I'm really kind of freaking out about it because I couldn't handle
that
2.5 years.
episode 31 is crazy.
Yeah, 31.
I am like, how much crazier can it be?
Well,
like other than things like getting resolved, like questions that we have asked and whatnot, or like learning more in depth. But like as far as like, oh my gosh, it's crazy, like.
See, and that's kind of a spoiler in itself. Sometimes I don't like that. Because now it's like really amped up, and if it's not like amazing, then it's like, oh, well, everybody like amped that up for me.
Right.
But
well, they might just be meaning like we're gonna get a lot of stuff resolved and stuff.
See, the way I look at it, and you say how much crazier can it get, and I'm like, look at Game of Thrones. Every time you thought Game of Thrones was like, you can't be like Red Wedding, okay? Every time you see something like that, you're like, it can't get worse than that.
Yeah.
And then you get the cathedral. You know what I mean? But it's like, I'm not going to say too much for each one of those because I don't want to do whatever. But it's like when you get these moments and then you're like, how can you top it? There's ways to top it. Like, what my question is, who dies? There's got to be somebody huge that's going to die soon. Because the only way you can really escalate things, the only way you can really like blow things up is with a huge character death.
You're scaring me.
That's my theory. I feel like whenever a show is like in need of like a major moment, and I think maybe it's because I am super fan of Game of Thrones, that it's like, all right, somebody's going to die.
If somebody dies in 31, I'm going to be so upset. Because I'm, like, really attached to, like, everyone now.
Well, I was going to say, we made a lot of theories in our season 1 discussion, like our overall discussion of, like, people that we thought could die in season 2. And almost everybody that we said has now...
Please don't die. If Sasha dies, I'm going to cry. If Ymir dies, I'm going to cry. If Krista dies, I'm going to cry.
Bertolt, Ryan.
Yeah, right. If Connie dies, I'm going to cry. Because he still doesn't know if that was his mom.
All the people that we talked about that were essentially expendable because they kind of fallen back in the story have all been pushed into the forefront. Which is good, because if they are going to kill a character, now we care way more about everybody.
But do you remember what I said?
What?
Aaron could die.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like,
I still don't know.
He isn't one of the main characters. Like, he's been pushed, like, way back.
I love the ensemble cast, though.
Yeah, I do,
I like it more as an ensemble and not just like, hey, every episode's about Aaron.
But I just don't think he could die because, like, yet. Because he still doesn't know all the answers.
Basement.
Yeah.
Basement.
But then again, it could like push Mikasa into like being like, the basement. We gotta go see what was in the basement.
I am one with the cult of the basement.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm all about. All right, let us know what you thought in the comments down below. We're almost at 30 minutes. This is like our whole season recap was like an hour.
I did not even notice that
there's been so much stuff going on. That's really what it is. And these discussions are kind of for us to just ramble and get all of our thoughts out to you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you don't, keep it to yourself. Like it if you did. Sub if you don't already. And love more videos for you soon. We love you guys. Bye.